our home. It's so good to have you. I sure hope you're thirsty because today we're going to be making some homemade root beer using the Big H root beer extract. The recipe we're going to be making today is a 1 gallon recipe, but this bottle will make up to 4 gallons. The recipe for the 1 gallon and the 4 gallon are both on the bottle, but today, just like I said, we're going to be making the 1 gallon. This recipe is easy, it's delicious, and very versatile. We carbonate this root beer using dry ice, and dry ice makes that magical mist that will flow from the container to your kitchen, and that is when the fun begins, and they sure love being a part of the whole process at that point. Okay, before we begin, what you're gonna need is an open food safe container. I usually like to double the size of the container proportionate to this amount we're going to be making. So today we'll be making the 1 gallon, so I have at least a 2 gallon container when I'm doing that. We're going to need 1 gallon of cold water, 2.5 cups of sugar, 1 ounce of the Big H root beer extract. 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons, just so you know. 1 pound of dry ice. Sometimes if you want it extra cold and extra slushy, you can add more dry ice. The more dry ice, the more cold and the more slushy it becomes. You either need some glasses or some mugs. As you see here, I have some frosted mugs. The frosted mugs make a world of difference when serving this root beer. And so the way to get these mugs frosted is what you want to do is you want to take either your glasses or your mugs and run it under some cold water. Once the glasses are completely wet, then you'll stick them in the freezer for at least 10 to 15 minutes so they get nice, cold, and frosted. Okay, great. Let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to take our gallon of water and pour it into our food safe container here. There we go. Then we'll pour our sugar, the 2.5 cups of sugar, into that water. Give it a quick stir. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes for this sugar to dissolve. And now, time for the Big H root beer extract. Again, this is 1 ounce of extract that we'll be needing for this recipe, and 1 ounce is 2 tablespoons. So let's get this measured. There we go. And we'll give that a quick stir as well, just to incorporate it all together. Okay, now here comes the fun part. You want to call in your friends or your family because we're going to start adding the dry ice. Like I said, this is when that fun magical mist will begin to flow. See that? This is why my kids think this is so fun. You can get dry ice usually at any of your local grocery stores. Just remember, you want to stir that because it will clump at the bottom, but stirring prevents that from happening. Okay, once the dry ice is added, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes for that dry ice to fully dissolve. So I'm going to go get some mugs out of the freezer and I'll meet you right back here. Okay, so what I've done is I've gone ahead and poured some of the root beer into a pitcher just for ease in pouring. And now we can go ahead and pour some into these frosted mugs. There we go. One thing my family loves to do is to turn some of these into root beer floats. And obviously the way we do that is with some vanilla ice cream. Go ahead and add 1, maybe 2 scoops of ice cream to this root beer. And there you have your float. Okay, I'm so glad you came and you joined us for this chance to make some root beer. Once again, if you cannot find the Big H root beer extract at your local grocery store, please go online to hirersbigh.com. You can always order it there. I hope you enjoy your root beer. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.